You know it's super fly when Day Bar is open. Hip-hop review, news plus breaking new artists, pop culture, current events with an urban view of it. This is all things hip-hop delivered raw, unpolitically correct, a fan's perspective, putting all artists in check. Dope content, current hot by remarkable men. Our thoughts clearly. Welcome to Audio Theory.
Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well as the like button and check out the episode topics in the description box. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
What it do? It's been good, bro. I just got back from another trip up north to New York City. Had a long weekend. Had a couple birthdays in the family to celebrate. Got, destroyed on Sunday brunch. I don't know what my aunt was thinking. So again, it was my aunt's birthday. She literally is like my best friend. So I took care of planning everything. But so I planned the brunch. This is 12 to 3. But in Dominican culture, it's super bad luck to ever cut a cake unless it's your birthday or a day after your birthday. Like the time you can't do it before your birthday. So she didn't want to cut the cake till 12 o'clock on Sunday. So we started at 12 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Bro, by 2, I was like literally falling asleep at the bar. Like I was just like, bro, I got into a fight with my girl. I was just like, bro, I was done, shit. Bro. It ended up being nothing, but like,
yeah.
She was like, she's like, baby, you're falling asleep. I'm like, no, the fuck, I'm not.
I used to always do that shit. I still do that shit when I know for a fact I'm falling asleep, but I just pretend it's not real.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm not, bro. You're fucking overreacting. Blah blah blah. Daytime, family time. The only thing that sucked is like the weather's been shit. I don't know if you noticed. The weather's been shit on the East Coast, bro. So we got in easily, thank God, for the birthday. But heading back, all the flights were canceled. So I was meant to leave Monday. I didn't get out till Tuesday night. Flight was meant to leave like at 8:30. Didn't take off till 10:50 at night. That means I didn't get home till almost 2:30 in the morning, and I started to go to work the next day. So that was a bitch, but I'm back safe, dude. Yeah, another positive trip home. So definitely happy about that. How about you, man? How was your weekend? And I guess you just met up with some work people for the first time. So how was that?
Yeah, met up with some work people for the first time yesterday. Phenomenal experience. It's always nerve-wracking. It's kind of like the first day of school. You don't know if you're gonna like everyone
or like a blind date. Like
yeah. But it was chill. We just met up at someone's rooftop. They were nice enough to host.
Nice.
Had some drinks. Everyone was just as chill as I expected them to be based on my experience talking to them over Zoom and stuff like that. So now I can say I'm actually, excited to return to the office. I do miss that aspect of like camaraderie and stuff.
The interactions. Yeah. Like, dude, synergy is a real thing. I remember like back in like the early 2000s, like when we would have like people come to school and talk about it. You're like, bro, like 2 + 2 = 7 if you work the right way. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? But like, it actually is a real thing, bro. There's things that even like today, like I was exhausted at work, but like just being there and having, other people to vibe off with, talk shit, and then you just naturally come up with ideas better together. So like, I get it, but have they hinted at like what your back to work schedule will look like?
3 days a week.
Okay.
They say it's subject to change, obviously, depending on, who knows what happens. But as of now, it's 3 days a week. And I think a lot of other companies are doing this kind of like hybrid model type thing. So we'll see how it goes. I'm fine with that now. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, for sure. Like, my thing is like, I know like these guys, everyone knows they can't go to 5 days a week because like, that's just drastic.
Yeah.
But dude, like, I think the only way to get people to buy in is to do something drastic. I know a lot of companies are testing out 4-day work weeks. Like just giving everyone Friday off every single week. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that would be the way to get everyone in.
I love that.
Because I feel like right now with this whole like, all right, you pick 3 days, you pick 2 days, like you're gonna end up people like not wanting to go. You know what I mean? It's gonna make it feel like a fucking like, oh really? But if you just say, hey, we're all going back, but every Friday you're off, I think people will be completely bought into that. Like, oh fuck, my company, understands me. So I feel like I wouldn't be surprised, bro, like if my company eventually does that because I mean, we're doing twice a week, and I'm like in these like senior meetings, and I can tell like leadership is like, get these motherfuckers back to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wish my company would, but working in like advertising, we're kind of at the mercy of like literally every other company in the world. And if we're not available on Fridays, it might just not work out. So
no, dude, say, I mean, there obviously will be quirks to it, right? Like when people go on PTO, they figure it out, right? So I'm sure they'll have like a backup plan. But like even I, like, dude, I'm immersed in a hospital. If a hospital has a doctor who like they need a patient, someone to come in to see patients, like I can't be like, oh, sorry, we only work 4-day weeks here, so go fucking go get. Yeah. I hope no one dies, bro. Like take care of it. Like,
right. Well.
So, but I think it might have to be something radical like that, because I think leaving it at the discretion of your employees, they're just gonna. I think again, dude, I don't want to say like but we're creatures of like we need direction. Even entrepreneurs need direction, right? So if you just tell people this is what it is, they're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Whereas right now they're so like, do what you want, come if you don't want to, figure out what's right to. People are like, staying at home is me figuring it out. So like, you know what I mean? So we'll see how it plays out though.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, other than that, I mean, I've been in LA for the past damn near all of July up until, let's put it that way, up
essentially,
until the 12th, I was in LA, and I low-key like over time forgot that I had like a whole place and
you have a whole different family.
But it was really nice to kind of bond with my brothers again and
nice
go out. I fucking miss the nightlife and how accessible and cool it was. Met up with one of my boys, went out probably like 4 or 5 times. And the funny thing is, we kicked it at one of the bars that I like going to near my mom's house, and we were there. We went there 3 times in separate occasions, and I saw like this same 4 people every single time.
Really?
And I'm like, I felt kind of like weird just going there just as often as them, but I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers come here every
regulars.
Like, yeah, just super regulars. They weren't even like old or anything. They're probably, I don't know, in their early 20s, because it's like a college bar. So I just thought that was funny. But the incident that was probably at my cousin's apartment was kind of the interesting story of the weekend. So the day of the McGregor fight, my cousin we had gone out the night before with my younger brother Corey.
Okay.
My cousin hit me up and was like, yo, you guys down to come over to the pool? And I had nothing to do that day. I wanted to watch the fight, so I was like, sure. My brother had to work during the day, so he couldn't come till later. But
okay,
I head over to my cousin's. We're having drinks by the pool, and like I look across the way to the other side of the pool and notice like a group of 5 dudes tatted head to toe, clearly gangbangers of some sort, and they have a couple chicks with them. And I know this apartment tends to attract kind of a younger, like rougher crowd.
Okay.
So it wasn't too surprising, but
just because of like location, or just because like it's like very affordable?
Downtown LA,
okay,
and it's affordable, pop-in area. So for whatever reason, it just attracts young people. And
got it.
I wasn't like afraid or anything, but I'm like, yo, don't like make too much eye contact, because I know motherfuckers out here don't have shit to lose if they're just in a bad mood or have too many drinks. But yeah, we started drinking, get more comfortable, move closer to the pool, and these gangbanging dudes hop in the pool as well, and they're all joking around and, you know, playing with the floaties and shit, and we're just all having a good time. There's like blunts in rotation in their section.
Hey, you guys also smoked?
No. But
okay, so you were in the pool at the same time, but not actually interacting.
Right.
Got it.
But like we're all playing music and just like we're even chit-chatting with a couple of them and just talking shit and doing whatever. But their group like just gradually grows over time with the most random people. Like these 2 black dudes walk over. One has a house arrest ankle anklet on, or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah.
And then this white girl shows up. She looks out of place. I'm like, she's probably supplying the coke or something. Middle-aged white dude who's like in his 40s, looks like a junkie, and he's like running errands for them and shit. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but they're up to no good, like outside of this setting for sure. But anyways, as we're chit-chatting with one of the dudes in the pool, we're like, yo, like, it seems like you guys are having a good time. He's like, yeah, it's a going away party for my boy. We're like, going away party? And he's like, yeah, he's going to jail for quite some time. And we're like, oh damn, like for what? He's like, a shooting. He's like, yeah, he like rolled up on some dude, I guess, who was messing with his girl, and the dude like retaliated and fucking ran into his car or something, and he starts shooting at the dude, and you know, long story short, he's going to jail for this shit. And I'm like, okay, like all my suspicions, I try to like reserve my judgment and be like, yo, maybe they just like tattoos, but they're definitely like straight shooters, killers, whatever. Found out they're from a gang like within that area, and well, I mean, we weren't beefing or anything, so it was fine. And then the McGregor fight's about to start, so me and my cousin leave. My younger brother Corey shows up. We watch the fight, and it of course ends shortly. We're like, oh shit, we got like 30 minutes to go back to the pool. Like, we had a good time. Let's just go check it out. Seemed rowdy. We heard a bunch of shit going on. So as we're heading to the elevator to go downstairs to the pool, this black guy starts talking to us. He's like, damn, he's like, downstairs is pretty rowdy. He's like, white girl cutting up cocaine, everyone's smoking blunts, you know, drinking bottles and smashing them and shit. And he's like, and also I saw like 5, you know, gangbangers beating on this chubby Mexican chick. They're throwing her in the pool, stomping on her head, like choking her out and shit. And she's like, there's like blood everywhere.
What?
Yeah. And we heard a bunch of commotion before going down, and I think my cousin was like, yo, he's like, it sounds like is turning up out there. But I was like, that shit doesn't sound fun, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And I heard like shit just flying around, and I saw somebody even with like a flashlight, but I couldn't tell from his balcony. But we go outside, there's fucking like 15 cops. Everyone's gone at this point, even the girl who got attacked, and they're just like investigating the scene essentially. And this girl who we had met earlier that day said that like one of the gangbangers was during the fight, like walked up to her and was like, yo, who are you with? And like showed his gun, and he was just like all running away to the elevator, was in the elevator with his gun like brandished, you know, just looking around like ready to shoot somebody, I guess, who might be retaliating. And
Jesus.
Yeah, thankfully nothing really popped up, no one died as far as I know, but like it was that moment where I realized, like, yeah, these type of people, you know, something will set them off and they're ready to kill somebody. Who knows what this girl said? She could have said like, he could have slapped her ass and she said, I don't want to fuck with you, you're ugly or something. I don't know.
Which she has every right to do.
And they did slap a different girl's ass in the elevator. That girl told us, like, he grabbed my friend's ass or something. So yeah, no fuck.
Yo, that's wild, dog. That kind of our point, bro. Like, yeah, like you catch the wrong person on the wrong day, like, yo, it could be an issue, man. That's fucking crazy. Fuck. Has your cousin said that's happened before though? Like rowdiness, like just happens downstairs?
Not to that degree, at least not in the apartment. He said like it's almost like a mini Vegas in terms of the pool environment. It's not like a casual apartment complex where like, you know, 7 old people are just lounging by the pool. Like they full on would have 50-person parties like on July 4th with a DJ and all kinds of shit. So it can get rowdy, but I also heard that these gangsters allegedly rented an Airbnb, so they weren't even supposed to be there because the apartment says strictly no Airbnbs, probably for this reason too, because they know people who like hanging out in the area tend to be of the like thuggish type, I guess. So yeah.
But downtown LA, that's like by like Staples Center, like that's downtown LA?
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting, dog. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you just never know. Like, so I kind of like, I'm nothing close to that, thank God. I'm glad you and your cousin and it was Corey out there with you?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad you 3 are safe. But yeah, dude, so we went to the East Village, so right by NYU on Saturday. And dude, every bar is just like recovering from COVID. So like, they didn't have the McGregor fight. Like, no one had it, bro. They're like, bro, it's $65,000 to have ESPN Plus for the year. Like, we don't got that money right now, dog. Like, we're just don't. We're lucky to be open right now. So I'm like, all right, fair enough. So we literally just posted up on a corner. My cousin had a fucking phone, and we all just stood around and watched the fight, like, in the street, dog. Like, ghetto as fuck. But then we had mad dudes come and, like, try to, like, kick it with us. And one of these dudes was, like, I think either happened right there, like, right before, like, in the bar we were at, was like talking to like one of my cousins who's like super pretty. Like she's gorgeous, bro. But he was like, hey, like, let's play a video game together. And she's like, no, I'm fine. My boyfriend's right there. Oh, wow. Like, you can't just talk to me? Like, I'm being polite. And she's like, so am I. I'm with my boyfriend. But fuck him, dog. Like, I'm right here. Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, bro, like what is happening? You know what I mean? Yeah. But even that, like, I could see a little bit of fear in her face. She's like, damn, like, I don't really want to piss this guy off. And, like, what is this going to lead to, you know? So, yeah, it's just wild, bro, how, like, you can just, like, be minding your own fucking business. And, like, sometimes that shit just, like, even if you're not looking for it, can just, like, pop up to your fucking front door. And you're like, what do I just leave? Like, I don't know what to do, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, those situations are so unpredictable, and like part of you wants to, like, you know, stand up for yourself and be like, fuck off, but then the other half of you is like, I don't know if this dude has a gun or a knife and is gonna flip out. Like, there's a video on World Star, I think, this guy in Vegas like straight up punched out an Instagram model. She was getting a little aggressive. I heard it looked like she was flipping him off and saying fuck you and shit, but who knows what he said to her prior. But yeah, he walked up to her and just like straight decked her in the face, and she's on the ground. Yeah,
bro. And like, but even like that male ego, we can try to, you know, quiet it down when we're sober. But bro, at these situations, sometimes you're drunk, and then like that motherfucker, that ego wants to come out and be like, suck my dick. You know what I mean? And dude, God forbid you say shit to the wrong fucking person, not in your right mind, and that could be the end of it, bro. So that's like, yeah, bro. Like, it's horny, but yo, I'd much rather be pussy and alive than fucking, you know, a fucking thug and fake bullshit and, like, you know, dead tomorrow, bro, because it's just not worth it, bro. Like, yo, have that, bro. Like, you want this pool to yourself? Have that. You want to fucking post up and take this video game while I'm playing? All you, bro. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think that's the motto moving forward, because I realize how reckless some of these people out here are.
Yeah, which is a perfect segue to this episode 80. So shout out to us for doing this for more than 80 weeks in a row. But great fucking milestone for us. Many more to come. But bro, like, it's pretty much everything we see. So I know we're gonna get into that IG shooting like right away. But right before we hopped on, so we're recording this on Thursday, July 15th. Academics just posted that rest in peace to him. Lil Durk and his girlfriend were sleeping, and in the middle of the night, armed robbers opened fire on them, and they opened fire back. Like, bro, like, you can't even be sleeping. Again, I know these motherfuckers are all gangbangers, so I'm not trying to, like, you know, obviously, I just feel bad for a situation like that. Like it seems like Lil Durk's in this situation like every fucking week. There's either a shooting he was just at, or he was about to be at a place and the shooting took. It's just like, oh my God, bro, like, the fuck, you know? So it just feels like, especially against, like, if like people like us who are not about this shit at all, it can still find us, clearly, right? But it just seems like if you're really rapping about this shit and off the records and off the cameras, you're around that shit's gonna find you, bro. And that's like, it is gonna find you. Like, karma is quicker than ever right now, because if you're talking about it and trying to be about it, bro, they're going to find out how about it you are right now.
100%. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. All I know is if that shit happened to me and, like, I knew it was a targeted attack, which it seems like my ass is moving to, like, Japan or something, because I could never... I think that's probably one of the most torturous ways to live, is not only being in jail, but, like, being free and being paranoid, like, every second of the day that someone's trying to end your life. Like, you literally can't enjoy any moment of the day because
anything, dude.
And sleep, which is one of the times a day where, like, you do get peace of mind, and you can't even do that shit. Imagine how, like, traumatizing that must be. So I don't know. I mean, I feel for him. I don't know who's after him. Obviously, like, if you're involved in that lifestyle, some people are gonna hate you.
It's gonna find you,
until you're gone. Like, they won't stop till you're gone. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I think a lesson to the people who are thinking about bringing that energy to them, because there are some rappers too who, like, don't even seem affiliated but rap about shooting people and shit.
Yep.
And eventually someone's gonna try to, you know, check them and see if they're really about it. So that's why I want to stay absolutely away from any of that shit.
just so not worth it, dog. It's just so not worth it, man. So yeah, thankfully, I mean, according to the reports, no one was killed or injured, but that could have ended very badly, and another artist we lose just so young. But thank God nothing happened. But let the people know, because I saw the video like, dude, 3 a.m. So that shit like woke me the fuck up when you sent it to me. But the video of this guy's name, Indian Red Boy,
yeah. So I actually saw this video the day after the event that took place at the pool. I think that's why it made it even more like scary, because I was like, that shit could have happened at the pool. But essentially this artist slash blood gang member from Inglewood, California, I want to say. He was on Instagram Live with his boy. They both allegedly vandalized Nipsey Hussle's mural and just had beef with him and disrespected him publicly. And as Indian Red Boy is speaking on his Instagram Live with his boy Capone, he gets shot like multiple times. You see the bullets like flying through the window. He's trying to duck. Obviously it still hits him. And
bro, the part of him like saying like help.
Oh yeah, he's saying help for like 3 seconds as like obviously his lungs or whatever
bleeding out. Yeah.
And then I think he attempts to tell his friend where he is or something, or what happened, and then the phone drops and he just like keels over and more blood comes out, and he obviously lost his life at that point. But like, yeah, it's traumatizing because you could see the life like leaving from his body, and he's like clinging on like to every last bit of his breath. And people are making fun of that shit too in the comments, which is crazy. Like rivals or whatever.
Yeah, bro, that shit was crazy, dog. But again, like that's the thing, bro. Like he literally was on IG Live boasting about vandalizing another person who's dead. Like memorial. Like that's like you're kicking the dead when they're literally gone. Like again, like that shit's gonna find you, dog. Like if you're in that life, like, and the fact is like it's just wild how like, dude, like people can find out where you're at. You know what I mean? Like this shit, like you're literally everything these guys do now, they're fucking snitching on themselves. And like not even to the cops, to like they're fucking ops. Like they're telling other people where they're at and thinking that people are just not gonna fucking roll up and be like, what's good, bro? Like what happened? So bro, like that, but visually that's a fucking crazy thing. And you would just hope that shit would, all these dudes who are getting into this lifestyle or are in it would be like an open eye experience. Like, man, this ain't worth, you know what I mean? Like this ain't worth making money now. Like there's no reason for me to be doing this shit. Like I think to go to, I know we're gonna try to hit a couple points from academics and on the Flagrant 2 podcast. But like, yo, this guy rap? He's not a rapper, right? Or he's just like
I think he's a rapper. I mean, a lot of these dudes have, all it takes is having a few songs and
sure.
Rapper, but like, yeah.
But other artists, maybe not him, but other artists who are like multi-million-dollar brands, I hope they see shit like that. And it's like, bro, if you're putting that out there, like someone's gonna hear, like you were saying earlier, and check you, man. So like, you better be okay with getting checked like that, because that could easily happen to you, bro. Like,
yeah.
So, bro, I don't understand it, bro. Like that tough like gang shit. Like I don't. I remember being young and seeing the appeal in it, but it was more the appeal like in like the wardrobe, like not the actual lifestyle. Like I mean, like I'm like, oh, the bandana kind of matches the sneakers. That's kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like I wore the juvenile Cash Money army like camo bandana like around my neck. Yeah. And like my brother was like, bro, we have blood territory. That's like one of them. And I was like, oh, never mind. You know what I mean? Like, but like, like that was appealing. But otherwise, like, bro, get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. In high school, like with the G Unit and game era and shit, like I was infatuated with the blood and Crip culture, especially coming out of LA and like finding out about Nipsey and shit. I was like, oh, the outfits look dope, like the music sounds good, and like everyone's a part of this family and shit. Obviously, I even if I wanted to fucking join one of the gangs, I have no idea where I would sign up and apply.
Is there a LinkedIn for this? Like, is it like
right? But what's crazy because in the fucking IG Live, right before he gets shot, he says like he asked his friend like, "What would you do if you were lacking or if you didn't have a weapon or something. And as his friend is like pauses to think, he ends up getting shot. And the thing is, even if he could have had a machine gun on him, like if you get caught by surprise, unless you're John Wick,
it doesn't matter, dog.
It out. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, bro. Like it doesn't matter. Like even like my girl, like jokingly when she like first started coming over more, like when I already had the house like up and running, she's like, "Why do you have so much security?" I'm like, "Bro." She's like, "You live in a great neighborhood." I'm like, "I don't care, bro. Like this is my peace. Like I need to know."
Target sometimes too.
Right, like bro, like they're not robbing in the hood. Like they're going where the money's at. So like I need to know. Like I come in this house, like I'm like, not we all like are again. It's whatever's gonna happen. But at least I'm doing my best to avoid any surprises. Right. An alarm goes off, something's about to go down. I'm mentally preparing for that situation. Whereas like yeah, dude, like this shit can just in an instant, bro. Like literally talking to your boy, talking shit, and it's over, dog. Like it was over quick.
Yeah.
But bro, it felt like an eternity because man, like I didn't know this dude, but like yo, seeing someone literally like know they're about to die, fucking frightening sight, bro. Yeah. Frightening, dog.
And it didn't look, no disrespect to him, but his reaction didn't look like, oh, I ever expected this, or like when it happens, I'm gonna be good. Like it looked like just the biggest facial expression of like, oh my God, like what just happened?
What just happened?
What's gonna happen next? It wasn't like, oh, he just took it in the chest and like was like, fuck you motherfuckers. And
yeah, like it's not like it is in the movies, bro. Like these guys can pretend to be thug, and you know, the sad thing is like some of them really are ready to die, which is fucking terrible, bro. Like yeah. Bro, I had like a health scare the other day and I was like, bro, what do I need to do to make sure I'm good? Because this is the only life I have. Like, yo, thank God everything came back normal with my blood work. But like, bro, like it's wild how like, just again, we've been using this phrase for almost like 60 episodes now, but the lack of respect for human life is like appalling, bro. Like appalling, especially in the hip hop culture where like it just seems that people become numb to this shit. And it's like, oh, rest in peace to him. Put out a couple pictures. Yo, I was great hanging out with you at this time, and then we just keep it fucking moving. And I'm just like, bro, like this is devastating. Like, how are we even like, yo? It's just crazy to me, dog.
For sure, yeah, it's sad, and it's like, so I know I sent you that Hobson interview, but I feel like artists like that who are just so far removed from like the mainstream culture, they end up moving to fucking like Thailand and Japan and shit because they don't have to deal with any of this like fuckery
nonsense.
And I feel like it's sad that the game has gotten to this point where there's literally one of my friend's brothers like was rapping, and he sent me some of his songs, and it sounded like he was kind of going the Blueface lane, talking about like shooting ops and shit. I'm like, yo, this dude's like 14, clearly doesn't own a gun, probably's never killed anyone. That's good, but like, why is that the lane? Yeah. And it's tough because you're like, I mean, it wasn't my responsibility to like fucking parent
educate him. Yeah.
But it's sometimes I feel uncomfortable when I see other people like nod their head and say like, yeah, like this is good music, like keep it up, knowing like the message is just like the worst shit on the planet.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. And it's also unoriginal. Like, just you see other people doing it, they're getting paid off it, and you're like, yeah, let me just do exactly that. It's like, do you understand what the fuck they're saying? Like, do you understand how dangerous that is? How unauthentic that is? Because that's literally not your life, like at all. Like, you should be talking about how on your way to fucking class, like you didn't have a hall pass or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, and make that fucking clever, and you know, but dude, it kind of goes to the fucking the T-Pain fucking rant he had about people being unoriginal. Like, they just they want to just do whatever they can, and like that's dangerous, bro. Because kind of to our interview with Joey, like it's like what are you passing on to the next generation if you're just fucking regurgitating the same shit that's popular right now? Like,
yeah, and it's because part of it I feel like is I've noticed a trend of these up and coming rappers getting notoriety because of a beef. Like there's like a notorious beef going on in their town, then they make a song, Then they diss like a dead op. That goes viral. And then both the ops like become rappers and beef and beef and beef until one of them fucking gets their head blown off. And then we sit back and act surprised.
Yeah, dude. I always go back to that Pikachu meme where it's like, rapper talks about shooting other people. Rapper gets shot and dies.
Yeah.
The public's like...
Yeah, it's sad.
It's sad, bro. And it's just, yeah, man. It's sad, dude. So, again, rest in peace to him. I mean, because you don't want to see anyone ever fucking lose their life like that. It's senseless. But, again, hopefully that is eye-opening for a lot of people who either were thinking about being in that lifestyle or in it and, like, are on the fence. Because, like, bro, I feel like that... I know they try to scare us when we were kids. Like, you know, if you do certain things, like, you're going to end up fucking dead or in jail. Bro, you're going to end up dead and doing that shit. Like, that, it's going to happen, bro. And I know we're all going to die eventually. But you are going right to the front of the line. You know, like, yo, like, I'm ready to go now, which is just ridiculous to me.
For sure. And before we jump, I think it definitely does begin with parenting, too, because I saw a picture of him when he was a kid, and his mom and whole family was decked out in, like, all red, already grooming them to like be part of this organization. And I get it, I know it's generational and everything, but someone's got to break the cycle.
It really is, dog. Yeah, it really is generation. Like, you just follow what is around you. Like, I feel like someone had a name, like an album, I think Jim Jones. Like, we're all products of our environment to a certain extent, right? A lot of people, obviously, it's not an excuse, right? Just because you were born in a certain zip code, that should not lay out the rest of your life. But sometimes it does, like you said, take a brave person to say, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. Or a parent or uncle or cousin, someone to say, like, bro, I'm doing this, but because I have to, bro, like, you're young still, you don't have to do this. So it's just sad, dog. It's just sad.
100%.
But yeah, so hopefully less violence out there, less stupidity. But in saying that, I feel like there was more dumb shit that happened, and it was sad. Well, a couple of things are sad. Sad was I was very excited to watch the England-Italy Euro Cup final, but this happened exactly during when the brunch ended at 3 o'clock on the East Coast, and by 3:05, bro, I was just done at the bar. Like at the bar, just like, bro, like it just so I don't know what I had to watch the highlights and figure out what the craziness was, but I did immediately see that the racial slurs. I think first of all, racism in England has been a thing going on for years, bro. Like they've had anti-race campaigns forever, and it's just wild how like sometimes we think Americans are racist, bro, but like it's like low-key racist. Like you would never hear. I don't say never, but the things you hear at some of these soccer games about like African like players is wild compared to what you like see at an American sporting event. So that being said, it was really sad how 3 amazing players who just happened to miss a fucking penalty shootout because it's a 50-50 chance. Like either it's going in or it's not, bro. Like the odds are extremely high and they fucking missed and it sucks and they're already fucking devastated. But when they were scoring goals all up until that final, everyone loved them. And then the moment they fucked up, it was like, you black person, you ruined this. Like, you know, why are you playing? Like, calling them monkey. Like, yo, the worst.
Yeah, or like, get out of England and shit like that.
Yeah, go back to Africa. And it's like, bro, I'm from fucking Manchester, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, dude, Marcus Rashford during COVID started, bro, raise millions of pounds to feed kids who no longer could go to school, so they didn't have they no longer had extra meals a day. Like, bro, did amazing shit. I think he actually got knighted by the Queen for that act. Like, this guy is a fucking hero. And it's just wild because of a fucking soccer game. People lost their fucking mind, bro. So it's just kind of wanted to talk about like your take on like it kind of like we always say like what white people say to us about like minorities and black people being in their interaction with the cops, right? Well, just stay still and don't do anything stupid. And it's just like, the fuck do you mean? Like, I can't even talk. I can't explain myself and tell them how I feel. And I feel like it's that in sports as well in these racist countries where it's like, we like you, but if you're black, you can never fuck up. Like, never. Because if you fuck up, you are scum. You're not one of us. You can't want a fucking boat. Like, yo, it's just disgusting, fam. And it's just,
Yeah.
It's like you can't even be able to have a bad moment in life. You have to be perfect all the time. That's so unattainable.
Yeah, it's fucked up. And it reminds me of like back when the whole Black Lives Matter movement started, and I think I wrote in my Instagram post like this idea of exceptionalism. Like when you are black, you have this pressure to be above average just to be treated like everyone else. And I think this is an example of that situation. It's like, and when you do have associations with positive traits like educated or, you know, nice or whatever, then people try to strip away your blackness. It's like, oh, you're not really black because you're not violent and you went to college and you speak properly. Like anything that's considered positive is not associated with blackness. And then it's this sad expectation of us to have to try harder to be better than everyone else just to feel like part of the group. And as soon as you indicate that you know, might be a little bit below average in areas or like fuck up, like in this instance of the game, then it's game over. But if they, you know, had scored and England won, people would be sucking their fucking dicks at the bar saying they're the best player ever and they love them and be asking them for pictures and shit, willing to put their blackness aside because they know it's also going to benefit them to just be associated with them. Like, you're doing this for England, that makes me happier, that makes me look better, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as you fuck it up for me, then like, it's because you're black, get away from me, I don't want to talk to you, you're not part of us, like, fuck off. It's just fucked up.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Like that phrase exceptionalism is a good one because like the same thing with like NBA athletes, right? Like, oh, but like you're different, bro. Like, you know, you're different. Like you have money, so you wouldn't act that way.
Yeah.
Like, act how? Like exactly what? How wouldn't I act? Like, you know what I mean? So it's just sad, dog. Because again, like it's 2021, bro. Like how are we dealing with this shit? You know what I mean? Like that's the sad thing, bro. Because you and I, God willing, in 10 years are gonna be parents. And I would hate to have to like sit down our kids and just be like, well, you know, like around certain people, try not to act this way because they're not going to really understand it. And I'm just like, bro, like I would hate that, dog.
Yeah. Code switching is exhausting as fuck. And something that white people will never, ever understand. Like it didn't even dawn on me until like all these race conversations came up. But like, I just look back on my life and I'm like, all those times I was around certain white people and I had to fucking make sure I enunciate every word correctly and don't talk about certain topics or try to avoid saying I like hip hop so they don't fucking talk about how
they assume that. Like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, of course you do. Like, why
of course you do. That? What else would you like? Like, it's just
So yeah, it's a sad. I think people definitely need to be more aware of that so they can be more sympathetic.
Yeah, and then like the thing is, like they always say it's the few that ruin it for the majority. That's what they say. But then I'm like, is it really the few? Because this shit is so prevalent, dog. Like, is it a few or is it almost like half? You know what I mean? Like that's like I don't know the answer to that, but it's just like I feel like if it was the few, we could, you know, should be able to remove this a while ago, right? And then you look at all these platforms that we use and, you know, we hope that the algorithm, you know, blesses us one day and we fucking blow up. But like they were showing these things where like, bro, like one of my really good friends in India, like they were having just a conversation, like no posts in the story, like no writing, just a conversation. And they used the word COVID and it immediately had the COVID thing at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
But these motherfuckers all have Instagram groups and Facebook chat groups and they're fucking saying the worst of shit and they're not banned immediately. They're not taken down immediately. It doesn't say, hey, this person is, right, you know, saying racial slurs. Like, dude, that would be amazing if someone gets fucking outed like that. Like, yo, like you were, you know what I mean? So it's, and I think on TikTok, like if you put hashtag BLM or hashtag Black Lives, it won't generate the tag that you're looking for to get more views. Like, it's wild, bro, how like even these brands who will easily post a black square and say support black businesses on this day of the week really don't do what they should be doing because like, bro, like all this shit is happening on social media. Like these people are fucking getting together, feeling louder because of it. And like you do all these other things to stop other stuff, which again, bro, like I get it. Like if you had a list of all the things wrong in the world, like I'm sure it's hard for these places to keep up. But racism is key, bro, because that's a fucking disease, unlike Corona, which is never gonna go away unless we properly do a change. And it's just weird how like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you know, all these YouTube that can put a stop to this shit really don't. You know what I mean? Because again, they get views from that too, and that creates money for them as well. So
right. Yeah, I think it's a tricky situation too, because like on one hand, some people don't want censorship, and then on another hand, some people just want like people to speak their minds. But if it crosses this line, then you know it should be removed. Because I know a lot of people are afraid of, you know, if let's say Facebook and Instagram completely had like a magic button to censor all negativity, that these psychos would, you know, go to their own little community and just, you know, rile each other up and kind of conspire in private and do some weird crazy shit. But I do think it's an issue, and I don't know, that's why I try to also like not pay too much attention to the comments. I know like we're not at a point where like there's fucking, you know, those 10 trolls saying fuck you, I hate your haircut and all this shit, but I feel like a lot of people who found peace tend to like distance themselves from social media, because there's just too much anonymity where people have a fucking anime picture and like one follower and they just talk shit all day,
bro. It was sad, but salute to Marcus Rashford, Sancho, and Saka, the 3 players who missed. Again, just a fucking game at the end of the day, so still fucking great players, and they're going to do great things, but we just need to be better as a whole on that one. But salute to them. Some other news, bro. Like, again, this shit is getting real fishy with our boy Drake. I feel like he's teasing us. We feel like it's coming. He was flexing super hard at Dodger Stadium with a baddie. Like, it just bad as fuck. Like, I don't know her name, but I follow her on Instagram. Like, bad as fuck. Her son's a famous up-and-coming basketball player in the AAU leagues, and it kind of makes sense now. I thought he was going only because LeBron was there, but clearly not. He had other intentions. But yeah, man. So like I feel like, do we genuinely feel like it's coming in July, the CLB project, or is this going to be a little further down, you think?
I don't know. I heard, academics, I know he's like in the know a lot, so he's been bringing it up a lot recently. I saw that picture of Drake in the studio that I sent to you. And I think he basically mentioned that he was doing the final mixing and mastering with 40. So, I mean, but the thing is, if that's the case, like, I feel like it would still take time to do some promotion and make sure it's on the platforms and all that stuff. So I don't think it'll go out like next week, but he said before summer. We still have a whole month. We do. I don't think he needs to wait fucking 2 months to promote anything. So we do.
Like we still. Month. Yeah. So let's side note then. I guess it kind of overlaps with this, and we're gonna get into Pop Smoke. Because it was dope when I was in New York. They had like like the old school street teams like putting up Pop Smoke posters for like July 17th, which is actually tomorrow. Sorry, July 16th. The Pop Smoke album called Faith drops. Dude, do you enjoy these fucking rollouts, bro? Like where there's no music beforehand. Like we just know it's coming, but there's no like single out. There's no couple singles out. You know what I mean? Because even if you think about it for Certified Lover Boy, like. But like the what's next and Lemon Pepper Freeze, so like that was all in the Scary Out, like that was its own thing, right? So we really have no like single for Certified Lover Boy, which we also have no single for Faith for Pop Smoke. Clear, and the song has that album has like 18 tracks. Like, how do you feel about that rollout? Or that's the new way of doing things. Like we're not getting any content until like the week of, and we're just being told it's dropping at midnight. Go figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know if I have too much of a preference. I do like hearing 1 or 2 singles because I think that obviously builds hype, especially if you love the single. But what I do hate more is loving the 2 or 3 singles that come out. I listen to the album. Those 2 or 3 singles are the only ones I really like. And then I'm like, all right, I fucking waited all this time for nothing.
Yeah, Yeah, but then think about like IDK. We're gonna get to his album in a second. Like, bro, he gave us before the album dropped, "Shoot My Shot" and "Peloton."
Yep.
And that made me excited to go check out the album. You know what I mean?
True.
Whereas I'm just like, I don't know if it's like an artist level thing.
Yeah, for me it is at least.
You think so? Okay, that's fair, bro. But I'm just also like the fucking like. Not the audacity, but I don't know if I'm like becoming an old head, but I remember those days, bro, where like you would drop a single and a video and then you would be on TRL and 106 in Park promoting this shit. Like, yo, go check my album, dropped in two. You know what I mean? There was like a proper hype. You did interviews leading up to it. But this whole shit where it's just like, yo, I'm not sharing anything besides a snippet of me with a bitch and then in the studio. And then my album drops next week. Figure it out. And it's just like, like, bro, like, what? Like, I get it. I'm going to, motherfucker. But still, like, I wish, like, give me something more.
Yeah. I guess there's levels to this shit. Like, Drake is, of course, an anomaly that he could drop this shit at, like, 7 a.m. on a Wednesday and, like, everyone's calling in sick. But I think someone like IDK, who's clearly talented and has a fan base who's blowing up, like, I feel like he had no choice but to do what he did. Because honestly, I don't think if he just ran, or not randomly, but was just like, hey, I'm coming out with the album and didn't do any singles, like, I definitely wouldn't be wasting.
Yeah, dude, dude, there was other shit that dropped last Friday, like I think Vince Staples, and I was like, nah, bro, like IDK has been putting out content, like I need to hear that shit because like I was looking forward to it, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like again, Vince Staples, like, yo, you haven't dropped a single in forever. And you just drop an album, and I'm just like you. And my priorities, like, why would I check this shit? Like, you haven't done anything to engage me. You know what I mean? So it's just more like the engagement of it. Like, bro, like, you're not really engaging your audience. So, like, why do you think you have entitlement to just say, here? You know what I mean? Yeah. So even J. Cole, who's been ghost forever, you know, did drop the song like 2 weeks prior, dropped the video, dropped interviews, like, you know, content for you to be bought into, like, what I'm about to deliver. So, like, I don't know, man. I just, like, I think as an old head, I prefer that because, like, you're doing something more for your fans, right? So, like, that's kind of, like, what I appreciate.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that overall. It's got, I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, actually. I was like, what if movies
didn't have a trailer?
Companies didn't have a trailer, and they're just like, hey, fucking Captain America comes out in 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, go see it.
Yeah.
I'm like, go fuck yourself. No.
If they dropped the trailer and it was dope at that very moment, I would still be like, yo, but I miss the feeling of just anticipating, like, going in.
Right, dude. We've been seeing trailers for Space Jam for fucking like a year, bro. Well, the trailer like 3 months ago, but like we know they're filming it, you know, because you catch LeBron like randomly and like, and you know what I mean? Like bro, I'm like, I know this movie is going to be atrocious. Like, I know for a fact it's going to be terrible. Yeah. But they've been building this shit so I'm like, I gotta at least watch it. You know what I mean? Whereas like if you just told me tomorrow with no context, oh, there's a new Space Jam dropping tomorrow. I'm like, no, that's just gonna be trash. I'm good. It's gonna be trash. Yeah. So I mean, that's like, it's just surprising to me how like the music industry doesn't do that, because I feel like, again, we might be completely off of that because these motherfuckers still do numbers, but I feel like it could be even crazier, dog. And like, I feel like you would really see what your fan base is if you just fucking like, you know, give them a little, then it's like, boom. Okay, or it might just be people who don't really believe in their art that much. And it's just like, I'd rather have them hyped up, you know what I mean? Like a special like hype, you know, hype beast drop, and then hey, drop it tomorrow, and it's just like, all right, I guess I got to now, because otherwise I don't want to be that one guy who doesn't know the lyrics or some shit.
Right. Or maybe some of these artists say, fuck it, if I just randomly drop it and it doesn't do well, then I can blame it on like lack of promotion or like or some shit.
Yeah, this is why I gotta go independent, because these motherfucking marketing labels aren't giving me shit. It's like, bro, you fucking suck. That's why they're not giving you shit. Like, bro, if you were good, they'd be promoting the shit out of this, dog. Like,
right, exactly.
Oh man.
Well, hopefully we get it soon, because I know you mentioned Space Jam. Like, for me, there's a limit to like my excitement. Like, if Space Jam were to go on for another 3 years, I'd be like, I don't even know if I'm on a plane and it comes on, maybe. But at a certain point, like, the hype begins to die down for me.
Right. And I think, like to your point last week, we're not there with Drake just yet. Yeah. But it's been a year of us like, where is it? Where is it? You put out the merch. I bought the hat. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like where's my shit, dog? Like, I need these lyrics. I need these lyrics. I need these captions, bro. My caption game is weak right now because I got no lyrics. Like, come on. So,
how hard would it be though if he just did some October's very own shit, decided to drop it in October, and it dropped like the night we flew to Colombia?
Ooh, bros, that would be sick. Side note though. Like, so I'm meant, and like, I feel like I'm gonna go like 90% to Colombia in 2 weeks, bro, for my boys' bachelor. 3 weeks for my boys' bachelor party. Have you gone on any CDC website about like when they recommend, like they have 4 levels?
Yeah.
And it's like, 1 is like, go but be cautious. 2 is like, we recommend you don't go, change your dates. 3 is like, it's really bad right now, like, think about changing your date. 4 is like, do not enter this fucking country. And bro, they are at that level right now.
Yeah. So I mean, they've been at that level. I'm pretty sure I looked at the site even last year, like just randomly throughout last year, this year, and I know it was that level, but I think it's due to like the COVID levels. But I asked the dude, he's like, everything's still open. I asked someone who like knew someone who went to travel like for another bachelor party or maybe just for fun. Everything was normal and fine.
But my thing is like, it's not just COVID right now though. It's like they have like a mini revolution happening in Colombia. Because like
that's in Bogota or something.
Yeah. So it's not in Medellin proper, but like the only reason why I got nervous is because like, again, seeing, like I wasn't expecting to see that, right? I was so do I take my COVID test 2 days or 3 days before? You know what I mean? Like that's all I was thinking. But then I'm like, what the fuck is this? So luckily one of my boys from work, and I was at the office today, he's from Medellin. And he has a brother who's a doctor there right now, bro. So again, maybe the doctor, he's a little bit more paranoid and shit. But I'm like, bro, like, would you go right now? He's like, bro, I had tickets to go next week for my brother's baby shower, and he told me, do not come here. So I'm like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Because like, man, like it's already a foreign country that's a third world country. Like, we're gonna be a target, even if we have security or whatnot. So I'm like, man, I don't want to have that. I want to just go and fuck around and come home and be safe. You know what I mean? So I asked my boy, like, yo, is there any chance we can change the location? He's like, no. I'm just like, fuck.
Oh, man. Shit, now I'm going to have to research it, but hopefully.
No, I mean, yeah. Again, I heard it's not like, again, on the list, it was not, none of it said Medellin. So I think we're going to be fine. And then my other boy's getting married, like, right now in Bogota. And like the wedding is going through, people flew in, like it's fine. But you know, we're gonna be in an Airbnb. We hope we have the right security. Which what the fuck does that mean, right? You know, he doesn't have boys. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, yeah, they got money, dog, come through. Like, so fuck, bro. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go. But like, I think for that first, like I just, you know, when you have a, like, you don't expect anything, but you don't expect that. Like, dog, when I pulled up on that fucking website, I was like, what do you mean level 4 high alert? Like, bro, like, they were like...
You think you're going to Syria or some shit.
And they had, like, letters or like an acronym, and it was like, crime, homicide, terrorism. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Oh, man. But,
I'm curious if Mexico's the same.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be good to know. So, because you were just there. I mean, I was just in Tulum and in Cancun, and I didn't feel fear, but... I guess it's one thing if you're at a fucking hotel that's protected. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's at level 3.
Cancun?
No, Mexico.
Okay.
I think it just does it as a whole.
As a whole, right. It doesn't say like the Medellin level or the Cabo St. Lucas level, but yeah, bro. Again, just funny to me. I'm gonna go. It's fine. But I was just like, oh my god, bro. Like, but then I was like, bro, I can't like, cause I'm already committed because I paid for Blair's and I'm like in the wedding for sure. So like he's gonna feel a way if I'm like, yo, I can't go for you, but then I'm definitely there in October. So I'm like, I just gotta go. But it is what it is. But let's get back to some music before we get out of here. Before we get into some heat of the week, I want to talk about the IDK album, bro, because I know I went into it excited because, again, of those 2 songs, Peloton, which was on Heat of the Week, and Shoot My Shot, which is, I think, one of our favorite songs of like the past 12 months. But I did not expect what I heard, and I was overly impressed, bro. Like, overly impressed. He's not affiliated with Kendrick in any way, right?
No, I don't believe so.
Because it's funny, it's weird. I know because a lot of LA rappers have like a certain sound per se, but he almost sounds like if Kendrick and like Kanye had like a cousin,
100%.
right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
sounds like Kanye to me in certain moments, and then sometimes when he does his little vocal like fluctuations, he sounds like Kendrick, like the weird,
right?
Like,
yeah. So because the Kanye to me was like he's very funny, like he tries to be funny. But bro, like great fucking album, dog. Like great body of work. I even played it when I was at my at the house party I went to on Sunday, like for a couple people, and they were like, well, they didn't know who he was because like they're really into New York rap. They're like, yo, I don't know who the fuck this is, but this is phenomenal. And I'm like, I be putting you motherfuckers on, listen to the podcast, you know what I mean? Like, but so impressed, bro. Like the interludes were fire, like the skits were fire. Like I think on there was a skit called Jelly. Mad Not Jelly, talking about like, women will never make me jealous. And the line that hit me hard, and again, I'm always a sucker for stuff about moms, but he's like, bro, I lost my mom. Like, nothing a woman could do for me is ever going to be worse than that feeling than losing my mom. So why the fuck would I give a shit? I was like, wow, like that's like, boom. And then, again, I'm going to DM this motherfucker to see if we can get him on the pod. I know it's going to be crazy, but, like, I got to shoot my shot. I'm like, yo, to quote you, motherfucker. Like, I'm just like, but I really think that the whole album is technically a song to his mom. Because if you remember, the first song is him calling someone, and the last song is the call ending with a voicemail to her. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, whoa, like, that's like that itself is just like the whole idea of like being concise and like, yes, you can talk your shit and you have different moments, but if you're cool with your friend or parent or whatever, like you can talk all those different things and still be a unique, cohesive thing. So like it just felt like that. I was just like, I get it. The artist you hear on fucking Shoot My Shot, you don't think he has this level of creativity and talent. So I was just like, whoa, bro, like good for you.
You might be onto something, especially because now that I think about it, in Peloton too, he does mention his mom again. Like, my mama told me treat him like a lady. My niggas told me
treat him like a thought. Yep.
Yeah. So
and I'm pretty sure one of the because the first song is a phone number, so I'm pretty sure that's his mom's number, and then the last song is literally called Closure. And it is, and the song ends with the phone call, like, beep, like that's the end of the fucking album, like, bro, so good, dog. And then he has the DMX fucking prayer, like as well. I was like, bro, like, what are you, like, how are you doing this, bro? Like, who are you? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's a true artist. Clearly knows what he's doing on social media, and he's doing that crash course or whatever at Harvard, I think.
Yeah.
So he knows exactly what he's doing, and it's impressive too. I love when like artists are that successful and big, but they're not like doing weird antics and shit to get to that point. Yeah,
dude, it's all about the artistry. Like, yeah, dude. So like, I was just so impressed, bro. So yeah, kudos to you for putting me on, putting people listening on. But like, even in that, bro, like I love when I'm genuinely surprised. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Shoot My Shot was a different hip hop song for sure. But at its core, it's a hip-hop song, right? Whereas, like, this album is like, oh, wow, this is fucking, like, this is different, dog. Like, this is not your normal fucking, like, here's 17 songs of me just talking shit. Like, this is like, bro, this is my life with context. And, like, I'm not just another fucking rapper. Like, that was dope.
For sure. I agree with that.
Cool. So salute to him. Go check that out if you haven't yet. It dropped last Friday. But yeah, man, I know we had other shit here, but we got some other stuff I think was valuable. We can always bring it up next week, not a big deal. So Heat of the Week, bro, what were some things that you guys were vibing out to by that gang-related pool?
The funny thing is, like, since we were at
we were like, yo, turn that shit down. They're playing now. We are not going to interfere.
Okay, that was in the back of my mind. And I was also like, because my cousin was asking me, he's like, "Yo, what do you want to play next?" Because he was connected to the speaker, and in my head, I'm like, I can't play any soft shit because if it's too soft, they're gonna like come over here and fucking slap the shit out of me. But my heat of the week this time around is Motley Crue by Post Malone. I sent you the snippet. He did some like weird like Playboy Cardi type voice in the snippet. So at first I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm probably not gonna like it. But listen to the track in full. And after a few listens, and even watching the video, I'm like, this shit goes hard, especially the second verse. Classic Post Malone. Sometimes I'm like, does he like this style? Because he just seems like way outside of his character or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like other types of music, like rock and stuff. So sometimes when I hear this shit, I'm like, but did you like, is this really how you feel? But I definitely love the song. And
but you would think when you're like 5 years. Yeah, I totally agree. But like, I would say like, you would think if you're already 5 years in and the biggest thing in pop, like he doesn't have to make the shit anymore. You know what I mean? Like he could just stop doing this, and he keeps doing it. So clearly that's like at least one of the genres he loves doing a lot. So because you're like, yo, like you have all the money right now. Like why would you keep doing this? Because like you could stop and you already have enough fans that they're gonna listen to whatever the fuck you do. Like you can make fucking Indian
acoustic album or something.
Yeah, and it's gonna go platinum like in a week or some shit. So cool. I didn't give that one a full listen because I was so like enamored by the IDK that I played that one back a lot. But I'll check that one out for sure. I added to the playlist on Apple Music. I have two, bro. So nothing from the IDK because like I think I just gave it's too much heat. I don't want our entire fucking playlist to be Post Malone and then the whole IDK album. So like that's a separate genre for it. We already have two songs from it on the playlist anyway. But for me, two heat of the weeks to catch up. One is Jackie by Boz, J. Cole, and Lil TJ. Bro, phenomenal. Like, bro, like I played that motherfucker any chance I had the fucking aux to the remote control to play the video, I'm like, we're listening again. And then again. Because it's so different from what J. Cole ever does. Like, this is like a fun summer track. And I mean, I already mentioned to you multiple times on the pod. Like, anything Boz does, I'm just like, bro, let's
Boz
go.
is underrated as fuck.
Bro, underrated as fuck. I'm just glad he's on Dreamville, so at least enough people know him that he is like a big fucking deal. But
he's
bro,
on dreadlocks now, so he's gonna blow up.
He's gonna blow up. Like, yeah, that's some like rich nigga shit. It's like, yo, I can do that. But yo, so happy for that, man. Like, it's just cool to also like two New York guys to put their arm around Little TJ and say like, bro, we appreciate your style as well. Like, hop on this track. But that song is like, bro, it is that hook. Remember I tell like, yo, this is the most simplest hook in the world, but just grabs you the fuck in after like one listen. And then, bro, after 10 listens, you're like, bro, don't play nothing else. Like, this is it. So definitely the heat of the week for me from last week, but need to bring this up because I forgot to mention it the week before, because this song leading up till Friday I was playing nonstop, and it's Believed It by Ty Dolla $ign, Division, and Mac Miller. People are gonna think because of Mac Miller. It is not. Yo, Ty Dolla $ign and Division's fucking snapped on this song, bro. Like, Mac Miller's verse was great. Again, I don't know if he was in the booth with them or like he just, you know, they just found this verse from him and they like, hey, it kind of makes sense with this song. Let's just go with it. But again, I'm always happy for Mac's verse. Like, it's still a very good verse. But like, bro, Ty Dolla $ign just fucking spazzed on this song. So, and again, another hook that's just so fucking catchy. Like, this motherfucker is the king of hook making. So,
yeah,
definitely go check out those two songs if you have it on the playlist tonight. Wow, bro, a lot of heat. Like, we're getting like, I feel like as summer heats up, bro, that we're getting blessed with some good music right now.
Oh, 100%. I don't want summer to end. I wouldn't be surprised if Drake recruited Ty Dolla $ign again for Certified Lover Boy. It'd be a mistake if he didn't.
Yeah, do they have any music together?
Just the one song on I think that one song on what was this album? Scorpion? The one with
damn, there's just so many fucking songs on that album that I get the
After Dark.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. All right, man. Let the people know what you're doing. I know you just before this episode you put some stuff out for Blair Anthony. So what to do as far as some upcoming releases.
Yeah, so I have a new single coming out August 5th. The title is Ignore Me, mixed and mastered by Angelo Carrero. So shout out to him. He did a phenomenal job. A1 effort on that track. And then also the visuals by my boy. I don't know his actual name. I just know his IG is, or his brand is called No Agenda.
Okay.
So a dude I met online, he's based out of Australia, I want to say. And I had him make, you know, a couple like visuals for previous songs and just stuck with him because he does amazing work and is like really invested in the craft. He's not just churning some shit out and like hoping I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Obviously, there'll be more updates as we get closer to the date. But yeah, hopefully everybody loves it just as much as I do.
Nice. Is there a reason for the August 5th release, or just you wanted to go with something like beginning of August?
I really wanted to drop it before summer because I personally feel like it's like the banger of my catalog. And I figured this summer would be the best time for people to enjoy it. So I just randomly chose a date in August. And then in terms of like the vibe of the track, like I said, it's a summer banger. And you'll find out more like once the lyrics and everything are available.
Nice.
The reason for the name Ignore Me is basically anyone, like for instance us, who masters their craft so much to a point where eventually people have no choice but to where it's impossible for people to ignore them. So getting too big until people have to pay attention. So that's the premise of the track. It's kind of like a talk your shit type track.
Nice.
I don't really have one yet, so changing things up.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. Super exciting. We'll definitely promote that a lot on the on all three of our, well, our 30 page and our individual pages for sure. So awesome, man. So let's get out of here. Let people know what we got coming up next. Probably an interview coming up, right?
Yep. Yeah. So we probably have a couple interviews lined up. Obviously gonna shoot out to IDK. I think he'll love that concept if you're like one of the few person
that actually did that.
Crack the code or some shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, interviews, obviously episode every week as usual. All major streaming platforms, audio-theory.com. The Heat of the Week playlist on Spotify and Apple Music as well, which will update every week. Find those tracks there. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. I believe merch is the only other thing that we have yet to do, but we're excited about. We're just working on the designs. We don't want to just, put out anything. So
yeah, we got to be in Medellin with fucking Audio Theory merch at least one fucking day. Yeah,
for sure. Yep, absolutely.
Awesome, bro. Well, peace, bro. Excited to get to hear that track. I know we still have a couple weeks for that, but love you. Stay safe for sure out there. And to everyone listening, stay safe as well. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.